that's not it. Bullet points. Okay. Let's go down and make some bullet points. Okay, I want to go ahead and insert break and page break. Okay, so let's just say that these were bullet points. Right here, I had all these were bullet points. I'm going to go ahead and click bullet points. Now, do you see how it's kind of spread out? It's really nice. Whoops, it added 2 bullet points. Come on. Okay. Okay, there you go. All right, it would be nice to have these more consolidated. So you can select them, and typically I like to see them in single space or 1.5. Here's 1.5. Or if you single space them, you can go ahead and add space after, which it gives room. So that add space after kind of keeps your points together. Okay, and it kind of gives them more of a consolidated look. Okay. All right. Any other questions that we want to cover on that? Okay, then let's talk about footnotes and citings. Okay, so as we're talking about that, let me go to my, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so we did some of this. The difference between a footnote and a bibliography. A bibliography, again, this is at the end of your document, all right? A bibliography is in alphabetical order, and a footnote has a number, and it's on the same page that you're referencing. Now, for the MLA people, it's going to be what's called an inline parenthetical with it's going to have parentheses, and it's going to have the person's name and the page number potentially. Okay, here is the footnote, and this is the page number. So what would a parenthetical look like? Here, parenthetical would be like this. At the end of your content, you would have a parenthesis. You would put the page number. I'm sorry, it's really slow. And you would put, oops. I like to put a comma, but I don't think all of them have commas, so you don't have to have a comma in there. So this would be within the text version itself, and then you would have a works cited page. That is a parenthetical for MLA. But as we're talking about Chicago, the Chicago style, I want you to see the difference between the bibliography and the footnote. In the footnote, you're going to have the first name first and the last name second, and you're going to italicize the name of the book, and then you're going to have, this is a second author, but here you're going to have Grand Rapids, and this Grand Rapids right here is where the publishing is and the date. Now that is in parentheses in a footnote, and then you have the page number, comma, page number. Bibliography, you don't put the page numbers. You put the last name first and the first name last, because it's going to be in alphabetical order. And then you don't put the parentheses in. Now, why is that? Is because when I'm reading the paper, I want to look immediately at what page number, and I want to see where that information is. And then I can go to the back, if I need to, in bibliography, and find it in order of where the things are. And so, well, let's walk through some of that. I think that's it. Let me see if there's something else. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me go to, let's create one. I have a couple here. And so it's really important for us to understand how to put a footnote in. Some of you guys have been working really hard And you know what? Hats off to you too, by the way. Hats off to all of you guys who tried so hard to get this right. All right? Because some of you just put, you went ahead and inserted a number that was a superscript, and you really tried hard to put a line in and make it look so professional. God bless you on that. But let me just show you how it's done very easily. And every time you want to copy something, or you get a quote from something, or you want to paraphrase something, I like to go ahead and put the information that I'm going to use in a comment beside so I can, or underneath, so that I can find it easily. Now, this is Bonnie Jones, and this is going to be Did You Learn to Love? And let's see, I'm gonna go ahead, and her page number is 29. All right, so that's a book. But how do I know that? Let's go ahead here. I'm going to go ahead and take you to, let me look at this here. I have a down there. Let me take you to Purdue Owl. Okay, Chicago style. Wait, that's not right. Oh my goodness, Nancy. I'm a real pro at this, can you tell? Okay, Chicago style, and then here's the formatting style guide. We are in 17. Some of the things we're doing are still 16, so I'm sorry. If I'm too much into 16, forgive me on that. There's a little bit slight difference on that. Okay, so if I were to look for books, here's books. How is a footnote supposed to look for a book? Here is an end note for a footnote or end note. We're gonna have a footnote, and then here's the corresponding bibliography. Here's one author and the corresponding bibliography for the one author. And then here is the multiple authors. So we see how this is done, and you can copy and paste those and put them right in your paper and then just find your information. Well, I have mine. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. So I'm gonna select it and copy it. Now, here's my first one that I want to put in. I'm gonna go ahead, and this is where I wanna put it. So watch what I do. It's like magic. This is exciting. It's like magic. I'm going to go to Insert, Footnote, and I'm going to paste it in there. Oh, it didn't paste. Hold on a minute. Let me see. I'm going to have to check it here. Edit. All right, it got too big. So here I'll select it. I'm gonna make mine 8-point because I like it small, but you can make it 10-point if you want. I'm gonna make it 8-point, make sure I don't have any spaces there. And so there it is, that's what it looks like. So, and the next one, I have another one, which is Matthew 22:39. Let's see where my second one is. Well, I think I'm just gonna create one, how's that? Okay, so if I put that one here, Matthew 22:39, I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. Okay. Now what happens, that's number one. But what if I wanna put one above it? Let me watch what I do. If I put one above it, I wanna maybe put a footnote in here. I wanna insert footnote. I can't remember what we said. I'll put 22:19. Okay, look what happened. It now made that one number one, and it made Bonnie Jones number 2. So I can go ahead and make it smaller if I want, or 10-point. So it automatically numbers those for me. Okay, so it automatically sets those up. So let's go and see Bonnie Jones, Did You Learn to Love? And this should be italicized. We saw that. White Horses Publishing, capital P. And that is 2015. That has a comma before it. And then that should be it. And then the page number, 29, and a period. Let's go back and look and see if I did that right. One author, the name of the book, that has the city in it, and Viking Press, and then the page number. Okay, so I think it's Fort Mill. Okay, I think this is Fort Mill. I think that's right. Let's look at that again. Yeah, I think that's right. All right, and I can check that. But do you see how that works? Okay, so now we're going to go and look at the bibliography page. Actually, if you wanted to, you could go here. All right, I've got my Bickle, I've got all these. Now on the bibliography page, I'm going to want to put these in order. So let's go ahead, and I'll show you how these are done individually, but I'm going to select all these. I'm going to go ahead and single space them because they're single spaced within their entry. Yeah. They're single spaced within their entry, and then they have a space after. All right, let me just make sure.
Nancy, are you in Office right now, or are you on the OneDrive?
I'm on Google.
Okay.
We're doing Google right now.
Okay.
All right, so what I want to do here, we're doing Google because we're learning what the differences of things are, and we're learning about them. And so that's why, anyway, I want to show them the format of it. And so here, I'm going to go ahead and add a space before each paragraph, and I can actually increase that. Watch, I can add custom spacing. Let's add 15 after, just to see what happens with that. That gives more space. If I select them all, I can pull this out because you're going to have the first line. The first line is an extension, and the second line is an indentation, and the third line are indentions, and they're in order. So this one needs to be italicized, and we would put notice there is no page number here. They don't have page numbers. All right, let's go back to the top of the footnote again. Let's go back to that first footnote we put in there. Now, 16, I'm not very fluent on 17, on Chicago style 17 yet, so I haven't looked at that. But if this were 2 lines on Bonnie Jones, typically it's an you indent, and then the second line is extended. So it's the opposite of the footnote of the bibliography. But I'm not sure exactly if 17 is that way. I think 17 had a change on that. So it's okay if you don't indent your footnote. We're fine with that, and that's how that works. All right, we want to do, I'm thinking I want to do another one. Let's do a website. We want to do a website. Okay, here's Mike Bickle. Mike Bickle 7. Okay, so if Mike Bickle is my my website, it's a PDF, but it's a website. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to insert a footnote. Look, it already numbered it to 3. I'm going to paste in my Mike Bickle. Okay, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to take that 7 off. And let's make sure that this is set up. I have a 10-point, I'll fix that. So he's got his Abiding in Love session 1. Oops. And mikebickle.org. Let's look and see what it does for the website. Because typically you're going to do website or books. There's a lot of different ways that we can do footnotes here. But let's look at this. Okay, so a footnote is going to have the first name first, the last name second, the title of your web page, the name of the website, the publishing organization, and publication or revision date, access date if no other date's available, and the corresponding. So a lot of times, here's what I'll do. I'll copy this information, and I will take it over here just to make sure. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do Strong's here in a second too. But I want to make sure that we have this. Okay. So let's look and see if I have everything. I've got mikebickle.org, first name, last name, title of the webpage, name of the website, and after the name of the website, it's a period. The publishing organization, I don't know that they had that on there. Oh, it's IHOP, right? So it would be IHOP. We could go on the website and look for that. Publication or revision date if available. So that, let's go ahead and look at that and see. Okay, so they were using this. So it doesn't have a lot of information on it. You can look at the beginning, you can look at the end and see if there's a lot more information. You could actually go, it's Kansas City. So it'd be Kansas City, IHOP, KFC, okay. So it would be, let's see, let's go back. I'm kind of doing this quickly, but it would be Kansas City, IHOP, okay, and then that would be organization, okay, period. And then you would have your date access. So we don't know, we don't have a date on there, but you can say access, and this would be April, what's today, the 28, or April, how about 2020? Access date, period, and then you have your, okay, that's a long one. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that smaller. You can leave it at 10 point, okay? All right, that's another one. Let me just do one more. Let me do one more. And that would be, here is a Bible translation of a word, of Yod, okay? And so we see this Bible translation of Yod. And so there are two ways to do the Bible translation. If you actually go into blueletter.org, that's one way, or you can use the Strong's the Strong's book. Right. So this used to be a hashtag or Octothorpe, and now it's just they put a little quotation mark there, and that's how you do that for MLA. Let's look at the difference for MLA. Okay, MLA has what's called parentheticals versus parentheticals or inline sourcing. Okay, so if you want to let me look at something here. Let me try to find you general formatting. They're going to give you a lot of information on how that works. Style guide. They're going to tell you the styles here, how to style it. And then here are your inline citations. Inline citations are really, everything ties to the bibliography or the works cited page, right? That's the whole goal. So here you're going to be talking about Wadsworth. So if you put it in the sentence, then you're just going to have the page number at the end. If you don't put it in the sentence, you have his name and then the page number at the end. And then this is going to be your works cited page. So let's go back to this. Here on this particular example, we're using Chicago style. So what this is supposed to do is to help people like me who's reading this, or people who are picking up your paper after it's all said and done, and they're wanting to find more information. So I can look at Bonnie Jones right here. I'll make it 10 points so you can read it. I'm going to look at Bonnie Jones, and I'm going to say, wow, did you learn to love Fort Mill? Okay. I'm going to look for that book. And so I can go in and actually look for that book because I want to see more of what she said. I don't want to know just that part. I'm going to look to find more information about it. A lot of times I'll look at your papers and I'll buy books accordingly. If I see you're having something interesting, I'm thinking, I need to get that book. That looks really great, or that Kindle. And so this can lead me to where I need to go. In your MLA version, it's going to always point back to your works cited page. That's going to take you to the end where you can actually find the information and then begin to search it out. And so the whole goal is to be able to help people to find more information about what you were talking about. So now here I can look at all these things. These aren't quite right because these are all, I guess they're all websites. Here Bonnie should be first. So Bonnie should go first because she is it should be Jones Bonnie. All right, there's Mike Bickle, but okay. B, so that would be, these are books. And we got some editing to do here. Oops. Well, that's a website, isn't it? Okay, so he's going to go below too. Look at all these things. Bonnie Jones would be there. Okay, so this is addictive.